Okay, let's get back, please. Okay. Now, before we move on, can we do 1 minute of the meditation?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, should we lead us? We set up 1 minute.
Okay. Oh, with the timer?
Yeah.
This is my, okay, it's actually like this.
1 minute meditation, cool down our mind. Should we set up? And remember, just breathe in and out naturally. Relax yourself. Only 1 minute. This is a way you can do before taking the test.
Do I do this when I start and then?
Yes.
Okay.
Like it. You guys hear your heartbeat? And one of you can hear your heartbeat? No? You can? How many? Yes. Oh, good. You can hear. If you can hear your heartbeat, that means you focus. Otherwise, your mind is somewhere else. All right. Thank you. Okay, lady, please start with number 1.
Okay, so
Thank you.
I'm going to try to describe, the question is, describe the meaning of becoming a Buddhist by taking 3 refuges in Theravada and Mahayana. So there's some slight differences, but I think the meaning of becoming a Buddhist there's something specific with, you have to state a vow, right? And there are three of them, 3 refuges, and then that's I think the Buddhist would be the first. Buddha would be the first one, and then the second would be Dharma, which is kind of like the truth and realizing what it is in teachings, and then the Sangha, which is the community of Buddhists, and there are slight differences between Theravada and Mahayana, and do you want to talk about the slight differences?
Okay, so it's hard to find more info on the differences between, but when you think about the goals of each, then it's very easy to break down how the differences might exist. And so in the first one is the Buddha, so it's not like a literal understanding of the Buddha, but seeking Buddha nature and living in connection to the goal that you're seeking in each tradition. So if you're seeking nirvana in their Veda, then you might have a more individual understanding of becoming like the Buddha. Whereas Mahayana, you might, because your goal is to help others, then you might think of the Buddha, taking refuge in the Buddha as a more like, I don't know how to explain that one. But also, if you break down the rules in each tradition in the Sangha, then you can really see the difference between each tradition and how they would view the refuge itself, because of how they live in the community itself.
We talked about the severing of conventional social ties, so I guess they can't have close bonds with like the usual like family and friends, I guess. Well, that's what it said in the book. And then also they had to follow like a code of monastic discipline, which was established by Buddha.
Is it baptized is still therapy? I'm baptized, right? Okay, what's the difference between refuge and being baptized? What's the difference?
I don't know too much about being baptized, but I think of it more as like a ritual that you go through, and then it's kind of like an immediate difference.
So what's
Or
taking
awakening.
refuge? Taking refuge.
Is that maybe something done over time?
You're stating a vow, so that's an initiation of some sort. Even if
Which
it's
one?
not a ritual. Refuge, taking the
Refuge.
vow. You're vowing that you're going to seek refuge in the 3 gems. That doesn't mean avoiding your problems. Refuge, I don't know. That means seeking to understand the Buddha and do his teachings in Dharma and rely on the Sangha for help. And so the vow itself is the initiation into your commitment to take refuge.
So taking refuge means taking the shelter. Is that right? Like when we have, do we have hurricane here? Not yet, right?
Not yet.
In 2007 or 8, right? We have Ike. Is that right? 2007.
I don't remember.
Sisters, I forgot. It's been for a while. We have a lot of tornadoes here.
Oh, the hurricane?
No. So anyway, taking refuge and taking shelter. That's when we rely upon the Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha. Their guidance for our spiritual life. And there's not much difference between the Theravada Buddhists and Mahayana Buddhists. The difference is Mahayana Buddhists, we study Theravada tradition, not otherwise, not all around. You understand, Miss Paul? You understand that? You understand? You got that? Like as a Buddhist, for me, when they transmit the precept, that the refuge for lay people, I tell them that they need to respect even Theravada monks too. But in Theravada tradition, somehow some of them they view Mahayana Buddhist monks and then as the was being unreal or fake or whichever, because they don't follow the conservative traditions. What's your name, sir?
Robert, share, number 29.
29, okay. Alright, let's move on. Number 2, please. Orders number 2. Yes, sir. Go ahead. Oh, you are alone? You're lonely?
No. We're
Oh, okay, go ahead. Yes.
Okay, so describe the devotion faith in Theravada tradition. So for
Your number
29.
Yeah, go ahead.
for Theravada, their goal is to become an arhat, which means exit the cycle of life and go to nirvana. So they follow the historical Buddha, and their diet is they can eat anything they want to. So their devotion is not going to work and not going to cook at the monastery, and they will take whatever people give to them and they will eat it. And then mainly they practice mindfulness, meditation throughout the day. And their teaching is one of the basic teaching in one of the tradition, basic teaching of Buddhists. And they have the basic teachings such as Four Noble Truths, the Eightfold Path. People have been following it. That's like the main concept that Buddhists teaching in the earliest age. Nowadays, that even Theravada have basics and the most basic teaching. Some nowadays, some teaching of Theravada got influenced by the Mahayana teaching, just like a small fraction. But mainly the Mahayana people looking at.
Sorry.
So,
Go ahead.
so their focus is to exclude themselves away from the world, like drop everything and they just be themselves to exit out of the circle of life and not gaining any karma from it.
Okay, so here I'd like to show you a short clip about the what they call the wandering monk.
Hi everyone, right now I am standing across from Siam Paragon, which is one of the popular shopping centers here in the heart of Bangkok. And what's taking place this afternoon is the pilgrimage of 1,500 monks and novices. And what's really interesting about this pilgrimage is that these monks will be walking on rose petals throughout their whole way that thousands of people came to meet them along the way.
This pilgrimage consists of 1,000 monks and 500 novices, which totals 1,500. They will be walking in a pilgrimage for 5 days, 59 kilometers through the busy city of Bangkok, Thailand, from Wat Pathamakai in Pathum Thani province to Wat Pak Nam Pasijalan Temple in Bangkok. You can imagine there was a lot of traffic since a lane in the street had to be closed down as the monks walked by. Many people from all walks of life came out to welcome these monks and paid rose petals for them. Every day, people sat and stood on the sidewalk and watched with amusement. Since people in the city spend most of their time either at work or in their cars stuck in traffic, as Buddhists, they might not have enough time to go to temples. So, since they don't have time to go to the temple and pay respect to the monks, what's a better solution than to bring the monks into the city to them?
So, as you know, I told you last time that the forest monk or the wandering monks are more respected in Thailand in the Thera traditions. So that's what they go out for walking. Okay, let's go back to number 3, please. Who does number 3? Number 3? No one? Describe the devotion, faith in Mahayana tradition. No one? Okay, Judy, you go to Buddhist temple every Sunday, right? You bring any food or food for the monks? Why? Tell them why.
It's kind of like, well, whenever I intend to do it, it's more of showing appreciation to them because they're not allowed to like make income on anything. They're not allowed to like make money. It's more of they kind of go off of what you give to them. So.
You bring sometimes you bring rice too, oil,
a lot of fruit.
food. That's all. What else? Sometimes you donate money to the nun.
Yeah.
And sometimes you give them a ride, or they can drive.
They can drive.
What else?
Well, for me, since I didn't really make money whenever I was with them the past couple months, the way I gave my generosity to them was I just did a lot of I just helped them out with a lot of housework or like yard work and gardens and stuff, just when they needed extra money.
Okay. You go to right? Sometimes.
Sometimes, yeah.
So do you bring anything to the temple? Incense?
They have incense there.
Okay. What do you bring?
My mom, and every time we go, we do the devotion stuff, praying and stuff, and she'll put a money envelope in the front, just a donation to the temple.
How about Christine? No, not really. How about you? You went to last week. You went to the Lord. What did you do over there?
It was special last Sunday because a bunch of Tibetan monks came to the temple to like give like a demonstration of how they would do their little lectures. And
did they do a mandala? Some mandala?
they didn't create a mandala. All they did was just like a little performance in a way of like their little hymns. And what they came here for was to like get donations because the head monk, he's also known as like the principal of their monastery. They came to like get to the donations because he plans on raising like 3,000 monks and like teaching them, but they don't have enough money, so they are touring to get donations for people to like be able to do that.
Vivian, do you go to temple?
When we do go, we usually go on the main occasions, but
When is that?
Like New Year's or around that time, and then a few times in between. but I do know that we give like the red envelope also at the front. They have a little box, and then also we bring oranges. And then I've seen people, they bring like actual food, but I guess that's more for their family or relative members, where they place like the sticky rice and like a whole meal in front of them as if they're gonna eat it. So.
Okay, we show the clip later on about the devotion in Vietnam. Okay, the next one, number 4. Sally, yes. What you find about the devotion in Mahayana?
Okay, so the Mahayana tradition, they're big on having a, sorry, it was really confusing. They're big on having a guru, and it's I mean, they have like the same stuff, you know, you pray, you have offerings and everything like that, but it's kind of like the fastest way to get, I want to say Buddhahood, because through a guru, they believe that in a moment with a guru, you can mix your mind with the guru's mind and get all of his knowledge on Buddhism. So instead of like studying Buddhism and moving forward slowly and everything, just that interaction with the guru can bring you that much closer to Buddhahood. And so it's kind of like a shortcut type of thing. It's rooted in Tibet, and so they pretty much like, and they have lamas also, which I wasn't clear if it was the same thing or not, but it would be basically the lama would you know, bow and pray to Buddha and by himself, and then he would turn back around and then everyone would bow and pray to him in turn. So he's kind of like a representation of himself, the people and Buddha, kind of like a little median between. So it was kind of confusing, but I think that's what I got.
And Robert, right? You are number 4. You want to add more words about them?
Yeah.
I didn't know you were number 4. Why did you come sit?
I asked, but no one answered.
Oh, you didn't ask that? No.
Okay, what's the point? You seen any Tibetan monks around? You seen them? Met them before?
No, I never met them.
Really?
Yeah.
You're kidding me.
I've only seen Vietnamese monks.
Oh, really?
I've only seen Vietnamese monks.
Oh, really?
Even when I was in Boston and I met 3 Vietnamese monks on the docks.
On what?
On the
blend?
the pier.
Pier? For what?
Yeah. They were passing by. They were doing something. They were just doing their thing. I said hi, and I said Buddhism.
Okay. Yeah, what you have for the band?
Oh
Fine.
well, like I totally did it wrong because I like searched up
What's your number?
devotion. Oh, number 4, but like I looked up like their views on devotion. So do you want to talk about that?
Yeah, I mean, we looked up the devotion stuff too, which I thought was cool because, you know, when you're born Buddhist, your parents take you to temple and they tell you to do this and you do that, and you're like, okay, I'll do it, but you never know why. So when we read about the devotion stuff, like why we burn the incense, why we offer the fruit, why we do the, I didn't know it was called prostrating.
Bowing.
Yeah, why we do the bowing and everything. It's a cool thing to read about. You know, we offer flowers because that reminds us to live in the moment, because flowers wilt away, and that's part of Buddhism, and it's nothing's everlasting. We offer water because it's a symbol of purity, and you know, it cleans out our minds. And then there's fruit, which, you know, they used fruit a lot as a comparison, like whenever they talked about karma, just to like make things easier to understand. But it's also talking about, you know, cause and effect and cycles and stuff. And incense, the smell, is a representation of moral conduct. So it's really strong when you burn it. It's everywhere. Like when you walk in a temple, that's like the first thing you notice. It's the smell of incense. But yeah, so that was the devotion.
Not this one, sorry. See that?
That's an intense bow.
Yes, that's the bend style. You bow whole body. You bow down the whole body.
Is that only in Tibetan tradition? Because I've never done that before in my entire life.
That's called full prostration, full bowing.
Full prostration.
Okay, let me. Oh no. In Burma, do you bow? You bow, right? You kneel down and bow, right?
Yeah.
Who knows the meaning of bowing? Yes, that's why you do the bowing. Why? Why?
It takes away your ego.
Yes.
It humbles yourself.
It brings you to like give yourself to the practices.
Submission?
Yeah.
What?
Submission?
Submission. Well, I don't want to say submission.
No, in Buddhism, not submission.
See?
It's to show your humbleness.
Yeah.
Train you to be humble.
Submission means you're letting somebody control you.
Yeah.
50 Shades nonsense.
I was totally thinking about it.
All right. So next one, number 5, please.
We have number 5.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Practice generosity, donation.
Okay, so it says in Buddhism the teachings encouraged societies to give generous donations to Buddhist monasteries, which gave people religious merits. In many of the commentaries of the six perfections, generosity is said to be an entryway to the Dharma. It's giving from the sincere desire to benefit others without expectations of reward or recognition. There must be no selfishness attached. Even in charity work done to feel good about yourself, it's not true a dana part. Merit-making activities include offering food and other basic necessities to monks, making donations to temples and monasteries, burning incense or lighting candles before images of the Buddha, and chanting protective or merit-making verses from the Mahayana.
One thing I want to mention is that in the temple, we don't pass the basket around. Like in the church, right? In the church, we pass basket around, right? So I don't know. We have no choice except to put some penny or anything inside the basket, right? In the temple, we used to have the donation box. Whoever like to donate there in the volunteer.
But you don't have to give away 10% of your pay.
You don't need that. Only count, no, you don't need to count. It just depends upon your willingness. So when you go to a temple, Miss Paul, which one do you use to bring to the temple? Meat, food, or flower, or incense, or a candle, or what? When you were in Burma, what did you do? What did you bring to the temple?
It depends. We bring different things, different things.
Different food too?
Yeah, different food. My mom makes like mostly desserts, cakes.
Okay. Some special occasion, you offer the clothes to the monks, right?
Yeah.
Special clothes, special robes of clothes.
Yeah.
It's called katina. Yeah, not katrina, but katina. That's the offering for the robe. Okay, number 6.
Number 6.
Yes. We have, yeah, please, what you have in
the
India?
pilgrimage sites of India. So there's 4 main ones.
Yes.
There's the Lumbini, which is his birthplace, which is in Nepal. There's like there's a pond there where the mother took like a purifying bath or something, and the place where he took his first bath. And then there's the Bodhi Gaya, which is the place of his enlightenment, and there's the Mahabodhi temple there. There's the Sarnath, which is where he delivered his first teaching, and they made like a deer park for where he first taught the Dharma. There's Kusinara, is where he died and attained parinirvana. And then there's like, those are like the 4 main ones, and then later on they said there's 8 now. And there's a place of the twin miracles showing supernatural ability to performance of miracles. And it's also where he spent the most of his time while he was alive, because it was one of the major cities in ancient India. And then there's Rajgir, which is the place where he subdued Nalagiri, which was an angry elephant, through friendliness. I think we heard that story before. And then there's Sankasa, which is the place where he descended to earth from Tusita heaven, where he was teaching his mother the Abhidharma. And then the last place is Vaishali, place of receiving an offering of honey from a monkey. I don't know that story.
Yeah. You know, one particular sutra called Mahapranivarana has been the last sutra that the Buddha, before the Buddha passed away. In that sutra, the Buddha said that if you visit the Buddha holy places, like where he was born, where he attained enlightenment, where he first get the teaching, where he entered nirvana, for these holy places, if somehow accidentally or incidentally you pass away, you go to heaven easily. But don't commit suicide. That's the holy places. And many people, especially the place where he attained enlightenment, many people, if they have second eyes, they will see the holy monks still around. Who been in India before? Oh, you been in these places?
No.
Buddha holy place? Where's that? Where did you go?
I just stayed in Cochin. It's located on the west side of India.
Which one?
Cochin.
Cochin? Where is that?
It's a port city.
Oh, really?
India.
It's for business or for fun?
It's for agriculture.
Oh, really? Oh, you been in India before?
Mm-hmm.
Where? Which part?
I went to Varanasi, so I went to
Varanasi, okay.
see the stupa where he gave his first sermon.
I see. Oh, you went there?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's great. That's yeah. Here, this is what they call the main temple, a Buddhist temple. That's where the Buddha attained enlightenment. I'm sorry.
That would have the rights to your likeness, DNA as well. Okay.
And this temple now is controlled by communities. Remember I told you last time? 2 monks, 2 Buddhist monks and 2 Buddhist monks and 2 Hindu monks. Yeah. And it's really famous. Every year thousands and millions Buddhist temple go there. It's considered as one of the most holy places, one of the most Buddhist holy places. Yeah, here's a Bodhi tree. That's where the Buddha sat and attained enlightenment. Here is a step according to the legend. This is a step. I don't know. That's after he attained enlightenment, he walked around, and they still make this step here for him. Yeah. Okay. So this is considered as the most holy places, and many Buddhists come to prayer. And if you do meditation, you could feel could feel the holy energy over there if you do meditation inside the temple. And the other one too. Okay. Let's move on. Number 6, please.
7.
Number 7.
7, please. Yes. In China, 7. Buddhism is 7. Nico. Oh, you. Yeah. Go ahead.
Hey.
Yeah. So what you find?
Well, the sites I went to, they had a lot, so I just picked 3. And there's the Longman Caves, and it's basically just a series of 300 caves with like thousands of small tunnels, and it just has like tons of different artwork, and it has influences not just from China but also from India and Tibet also. Then there's the Mountain of the 5 Terraces, which is like Wu Taishan, and it's in the Shay province, and it's said that the Bodhisattva of wisdom, that's like where he meditated or something, and he lived on that cold mountain, which a clergy of Buddhist monks kind of identified and made the stuff there. Then there's the Jai Teng Shen caves, and it has lots of artwork from the cult of Amitabha, and they were popular in like the 4th century because of their promise of like paradise in the afterlife and stuff like that. That's it.
That's all? Okay. You forget to mention this one.
I just did 3.
Yeah, we should. You see, that's this huge Buddha. You see how big is this? Can you see? Or you need to turn off the light? No, it's in China, in Hangzhou.
What's the one in Hong Kong? There's a
Big Buddha is different. It's a sitting Buddha. Yeah, it's huge. It's like one monk. He carved this Buddha out of the mountain for 90 years. And even he blind. When he blind, he tried to raise one to carve it too. That's huge work. You see how it's more people there? You see that? So they kept this statue out of the mountain. Not the border, but the mountain. That's why this is famous. Actually, you know, in front of this statue, there's two, the conversion of 2 rivers. And according to the legend, at that time, before he make this Buddha statue, and all kind of accident. People were drowned in between that 2 corners, and after that, after he built up, he kept this statue. There's no more accident because of Buddha blessing. And it took him and his disciple for 90 years to do.
90?
Yes, 90 years to do. Him and his student. And at the end of his life, somehow he was blind. And even that, he still devote his time to do the work.
How long did you live?
90 years. Look at the whole mountain. And by hand.
How long did he live?
How
long did the person?
After he passed away, his student continued his work. You see, in the past, they did by hand. There's no machine at all. You see how they dedicate their life for the religion. Okay, number is 8, right? Yes. Sri Lanka. Go ahead. What do you find that?
We talked about the Buddhist pilgrimage sites in Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka is it's a deeply religious country, and it's located on the southeast bottom of India. It has 7 main temples. There's the Adam's Peak, there's the Pagoda Bridge and Temple, there's the Buduru Wagala, the Dawa Cave, the Giliwa, the Muthiyangana, and lastly, it's the Temple of the Tooth. It's the most famous and sky pool.
Yeah.
So the Temple of Tooth, it was built in 1595. It's located in Kandy, Sri Lanka. It was founded by Vimaladharma Surya, the first of Kandy. It's located in the royal palace complex of the former kingdom. It houses the reason why it's so famous is because inside the temple it contains the relic tooth of the Buddha. And how it got there, it was smuggled to the island by Princess Hermamali and Prince Dantha, and they were told to do that by King Guhasipa. And in the past, they believed that whoever had the relic would hold the governance of the country. At the temple, there's rituals performed 3 times daily, one at dawn, one at noon, and one in the evening. And on Wednesdays, they have like a symbolic bathing of the relic, and the way they bathe it is with a herbal mix of scented water and flowers called the Nanumura. And that water is said to be like holy water and contain healing powers. And it was distributed among the people that were there when the relic was bathed. And in 1989, the communist group Janatha Vimukhi Paramuna, they actually like attacked the temple. And in 1998, the temple again sustained damage from bombings by the liberation tigers of Temu Yilun, but the temple has been fully restored each time.
Okay, here this temple that she talked about.
The Temple of the Sacred Tooth Relic in Kandy is the final location of the Sacred Tooth, or the left canine of the Lord Buddha. Which was brought to Sri Lanka during the reign of King Kirti Megawanda in 4th century AD by Prince Danta and Princess Hemamala from the kingdom of Kalinga, India. Since early 4th century AD, when the tooth relic was brought to Sri Lanka, this tooth relic was considered as a symbol of faith and sovereignty, in accordance with the belief that its possession will have the people's mandate on the king's legitimate right to the throne.
Anyway, so like I told you the story about a Vietnamese monks who prayed for the Buddha relics with his sincerity. He got that in early times, and according to the Buddhist traditions, so depend upon your sincerity. Sometimes if you see the real relics, it may change colors. It may have more or less depend upon your sincerity. So in Burma, do you have that relic? Right. What's the hair relic, right? The hair relic temple. Where's that?
It's in Rangoon.
Rangoon.
Yes.
You visited that before?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. So let's move on. Number 9, right? This is number 9. Yes, number 9. Vietnam Buddhism. Yeah. Daisy. John. Not here? Oh. Okay. Yeah, okay. Again, there's many who been back to Vietnam before? Oh, you've been back, right? You visit temple in Vietnam?
No.
No? You visit temple in Vietnam?
I don't have a passport.
Huh?
I don't have a passport. Never left the country.
Oh, really? Why? You're US citizen?
Huh?
You are US citizen?
Yeah. I was born here and never got a passport.
Why?
I know. My parents never got me one, and I'm too poor to get one myself as an adult.
Oh really? You can get now, right?
Yeah, I can. I just haven't had time to go to the post office and stuff.
They reimburse.
Passport is not free.
Here at UH, they reimburse you. Next.
For real?
Try again.
Where? How?
The application's online. You just have to go there before you get your passport. Then you go get your passport and they'll reimburse you.
Did you go to the temple in Vietnam?
Then they'll reimburse you.
How are you been in Vietnam? What do you see? What do you see in Vietnam? Did you go to any Buddhist famous sites?
But no, my grandmother did.
Oh really?
I think I went to, but too young to remember.
Too young to remember, huh?
I just went to Saigon.
Saigon, there's many Buddhist temples around.
Yeah, but my parents like, I don't know.
Yeah, one of the famous Buddhist temple in Vietnam is what they call Yên Tử. You guys heard that?
Ho Chi Minh City?
No, Yên Tử.
I think I heard it.
In the north.
Oh yeah.
You heard about this?
It's in Vietnam.
Oh yeah, of course. This is famous one because there's a king, Vietnamese king, in the 13th century. He led the Vietnamese people to defeat the Mongolian as well as the Chinese invaders, and later on became monks. That's why he went to this mountain, become monks, and they consider him as a holy monk. So this is a temple. This is a whole mountain. Now they build, and in Vietnam many Buddhist people go there too.
Where is the one leg temple? Like,
One leg temple.
One leg temple, like the one pillar.
Oh, one pillar temple. Oh, okay. Right in Hanoi, what they call the one pillar temple. This one here.
Yeah, that one.
All right. Actually, the real one is much bigger because the wall they just build it smaller. So according to the legend, the Li, the Nazis in the 11th century, he has a dream of one arm of Abdul who showed him the lotus flower. When he wake up, he built that temple, like a one pillar temple. It's inside the pond there. That's one of the famous one, but before it's big, but now because of the war, it's a small one. And now they allow people to build. This is one of the ceremony. This is one of the large temple in the north. You hear that? Namo Shakyamuni Buddha, that's what they say. This is celebration, opening celebration.
Hôm nay trong không khí trang nghiêm.
You don't understand, huh? You understand? Oh, good. Okay. Yeah, that's one of the biggest temple in the north. Yeah, so now in Vietnam is plenty of holy site for people to go. And even, you know, on my temple, I used to order some big statue. The solid rock statue from Vietnam too. Okay, so let's just move on. Number 10. Who does number 10? Robert?
Oh, I forgot my number.
Oh, you got That's okay. Who been in Thailand? Oh, what do you see in Thailand?
There's the emerald
Oh yeah.
The Emerald
Mhm.
Buddha
Yeah.
place. That's the only place that I know.
That's all. Oh, we see like
Is it in Phnom Penh?
here. Actually, you know, especially in Thailand, Burma, Sri Lanka, somehow there's it's about above 80%, 80 up to 90% of population is Buddhist. So they really sincere Buddhists.
Thailand celebrated the Vesak Day holiday on Tuesday. The occasion marks the day the founder of Buddhism was born, a time they say was of spiritual enlightenment.
On Tuesday, thousands of Buddhists in Thailand gathered in Pathum Thani province to celebrate Vesak Day. It's a traditional holiday for Buddhist countries. Vesak is the day that the founder of Buddhism was born. Around 10,000 Buddhist monks prayed at Dhammakaya temple. After sunset, people light candles and walk clockwise 3 times around the main chapel to remember the day the Buddha was born. Buddhists also offer alms and pay homage to Buddha, as well as meditate, believing it will bring them peace and happiness in life. Vesak Day is also celebrated in other countries like Singapore, Vietnam, Cambodia, Malaysia, Burma, and Laos.
So, the last time I told you guys, right? Who will do the differences between Mahayana and Buddha, right? Mahayana and blah blah blah. One of my Buddhist friends, he's a monk. He told me that one day he stopped at Bangkok International Airport. It's late afternoon, about 2 or 3 o'clock, and he was so hungry. So he went to the store to buy stuff to eat, but they pretend not to see him. You know why? They didn't want to sell food to him because they expect monk not to eat afternoon.
Oh yeah.
In Burma, right? They can eat meat morning and lunchtime, but not in the afternoon. So that's why somehow he's so hungry that he pulled out his chip to eat. And another one American monk, he followed the traditions. He went to my temple a few years ago. He told me that one day he went to San Francisco airport, and at noontime he's so hungry that he hold the bowl. Remember, you know the monk, they just hold the bowl and he just hold the bowl and stood there, and people just walk past him without giving anything. So he skipped that day. That's just for it's just a different. Remember the differences. Alright, so and we show you this video clips too, so you can recognize. It's a typical temple in Laos. This is the Radha tradition too. Look at the ladies. You prepare the food like this at home in Burma? Out of the street or?
Sometimes out the street,
Like this?
Yeah. Oh, we stand up.
Okay. So everyone does this or get every?
There are a lot of people. They go like street by street. So everyone just comes down.
And after they receive the food, they do the prayer for her. Okay. All right. So that's just in Thailand, in Burma or Laos, they follow the same traditions. That's for the. Okay. Yeah, number 11, please. In Burma. 11. Who does number 11? It's not here. Can you do it? Yeah. Can you tell them? Can you tell them what you do? What kind of the which place which holiday place in Burma that people your friends may go to see?
Okay, there's the rock. Do you know the rock thing? The golden rock. It's like half of the rock is like in the air, and then half is like on the ground. So it's supposed to fall down, but it doesn't. So people go there. That's like one of the 3. And then there's another one that's like, it's called Shui Dagon. And I think Shui Dagon is like the most popular one. Just because it's really big.
Look at this golden rock.
Oh yeah, that's good.
You been there before?
Yes. It takes about 7 hours of mountain hiking.
Oh really?
Yeah, you have to walk.
It's up to the mountain?
Yeah.
Wow.
You have to go through like 50 mountains or something like that.
And you know why it's yellow? You know why? You know why it's yellow?
The sun?
Oh, because people put the gold.
Yeah, gold leaf.
Gold. Yeah.
I see. When they went to Bangkok, I saw people. They bought the gold leaf and they pass on the Buddha statue or rock and so forth. They show dedication or devotion there. And what else? What else you want to show them? To visit Buddhist temple in Burma.
There's another one called Inlay. It's like in the middle of the water. And one time there was a flood and like the temple was underwater, but only the relics appeared again. And that's it.
I visited
Do you know that?
The Shwedagon Pagoda?
Yeah, the other one.
It's stuck here. This one?
Yeah.
You been there?
Yeah, I live near that place.
Oh really?
Yeah.
You pray every day?
No, but we go there sometimes.
Huge, huh?
It's very huge. So those are like they have like 7 of them, like it's like Monday, Tuesday, like according to the day that you're born, you have to go to that place. So if you're born on Monday, you go to the Monday station.
Oh really?
Yeah, it's like around the temple.
So they put the golden leaf too?
Yeah, but only guys can do that.
Huh?
Only male.
Really?
Yeah,
No female? Why?
I don't know.
I visited that same place, and then there's.
Oh, you went there?
And male always have cord. People who would sit with the shrine to pray, but the man can only go in and touch.
Oh really?
So the woman just sits outside.
So you went here frequently?
Yeah.
Every week?
Every year, every month. Okay.
Every month. So they volunteer people? Or?
Oh yeah, people volunteer to like see.
Okay, that's good. Let's move on then. What's number then? Number 12. Is that right? Number 12?
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
So he recommended that people go on pilgrimages to cultivate like inner consciousness. So the places in Tibet, the first pilgrimage would take place around 3rd century BC, but Buddhism wouldn't reach Tibet until the 7th century. But all the sites that were already there were already sacred to the local people. So they just took them over and appointed that like sacred sites for pilgrimages. The first one is the city of Lhasa. And because it was so far away, it was extra meritable to go, especially if like you wore a rock on your back, or you did that thing, prostration. Another one is the Drak Yerpa, where many famous Tibetan Buddhists meditate, which was, I believe, in the sites of a cave. And it had like Emperor Songtsen Gampo, Tisha, Dromatan, Pada Ampa, and Rinpoche. Another one is Driprung, which is one of the largest monasteries in Tibet, where the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th Dalai Lama would live and be entombed until they finished the Potala Palace in the 17th century. They also have the Gyansti, which has a huge stupa known as Kumbho, which is a 3-dimensional mandala, each level representing a symbolic inner journey to enlightenment.
Okay, you see, I see this one. This is what we call Potala. This is Dalai Lama previous residence in Lhasa. Now the Chinese communists, they turn this as an acting museum now. But this is the Dalai Lama residence. It's huge. It's built from, I think, for more than 200 years. And inside this Potala residence or buildings is many holy Buddhist textbooks there. And this one of the holy places that the Tibetan people come to do the worship to. Okay, just move on to the next one. In Europe, number 13.
Ouch.
Number 13. Oh. Okay. Now let me show you this one. Buddhism spread to Europe, I think, in the early 20th century, and many. Have you seen any American or Western monk around? Any one of you? No? Oh, okay. So this is a ceremony that they have in Europe with the American monks.
What it's like to live in this way. If it is,
remember, I show you.
Different qualities.
Sumero is the disciple of Ajahn forest, in cultivated forest tradition.
To live in a way that I find that I can really respect myself.
We use alms not for fun, not for pleasure, not for pleasure.
By my decision to move in this direction.
Who know why monks and nuns cut the hair? Who know why? Yes or why?
I guess it symbolizes purification.
Yes, one way to interpret. Who knows? Why?
They're not attached to their hair or their hair.
Not attached to the hair? Well, how much does it cost for you to cut your hair?
A lot.
A lot? How much?
Well, like they don't care about their image.
No, I mean that's for you guys, especially for men. How much you cut your hair for once a month or twice a month?
Once every other month.
Once every other month. How much is that?
$20.
Oh really?
Yeah.
How are you, Joe?
Yeah.
How much you cut your hair once a month or every other months? How often you cut your hair?
Whenever I feel like it.
Really?
Yeah.
Once per month?
I think it's longer than that.
Longer now? How are you, sir?
If I have short hair, then twice a month. If I have long hair, then 2 months for 1 for 2 months.
Or how much does it cost for you to cut? Or you cut by yourself?
Well, I have my aunt, so either it's free or I just pay $10. So.
Oh really? Okay. The lady, you don't cut your hair much, right? You don't mind?
I had cut my hair, but I had her cut my hair for fun.
Oh really? For fun?
I thought it would be a nice experience, and she was so scared. Was someone else's hair?
But you did some kind of lotion and so for all type of products, right? For your hair, right?
Oh yeah. Little bit.
Expensive?
Yeah.
Really? You spend a couple $100 per month for your hair?
No, I cut my hair once a year.
Oh.
Once?
Yeah. Anyway, so cutting the hair is a similar way to cut down the emotion or the.
How often do you cut your hair?
Probably twice per month.
This month?
Yeah. So. Okay. Before you go, let me show you a quick. The last one. Who does the last one? Number 14. Who does the last? Yes, go ahead. Yes. What's the fishermen in America?
The most well-known Buddhist site in America is the city of 10,000 Buddhists, and
that's where I was born.
What?
That's where I was born. That's my master temple.
Yeah, it's the biggest Buddhist community in the Western Hemisphere. It was founded by Swan. Okay, yeah, I don't know how to pronounce it, but most of the Buddhist sites are in either Hawaii or California, because that was whenever that's the closest. Those are the closest parts of the United States to Japan and China, where most Buddhists immigrated from.
To most of this is from the ethnic Buddhist temple. Let me show you this clip before you go, okay?
There is a new trend involving a very old religion. More and more Americans, it seems, are turning to Buddhism.
One of the primary Buddhist principles is that money does not guarantee happiness and wealth can come and easily go. Tonight, our own anchor Dave Ward has a closer look at a local man who says Buddhism changed him and now he's hoping he can help to change Buddhism.
So Buddhism is going to change as it comes to the United States.
Blue-eyed, fair-skinned, born and raised in the USA, but to Buddhist, Michael Schlosser could be the face of the future.
26 million Americans are influenced by Buddhism on daily life.
He spends his days on the grounds of this Buddhist temple in Port Arthur, Texas. Slow and peaceful, a far cry from the life he once knew.
In 1970, went to the Air Force. When I came out of the Air Force, I entered the seminary, Catholic seminary in Houston.
He spent the next 20 years devoted to the Catholic Church. But Schlosser says he still wasn't satisfied with his life. He felt like there was something missing. He left the church and he entered the corporate world. For 16 years, Schlosser worked in public relations, caught up in the rat race, and still unfulfilled.
It's not something that happened overnight. Right? It's not something that just popped, but over a period of time.
See, they changed the church into the temple. You see the bench here?
Eastern philosophy and Western philosophy.
Finally, something clicked.
It's like you kind of know when you reach the right spot.
A year after his study of Buddhism began, he was ordained one of the first Anglo-American Buddhist monks.
All of my brothers are Vietnamese, but they have an American brother. And I think most of them are very happy with that.
Now known as Reverend Bhante Kassapa, many believe he can help shape the new, changing face of Buddhism.
I just went to Houston. I went to about 7 different temples.
So that is the Vietnam temple.
Is very, very happy to see American monks.
That's your temple?
What makes Buddhism different from most religions is there is no creator or God. The founder of Buddhism was a young prince in Nepal. Upon realizing that wealth and luxury did not guarantee happiness, he set out to find inner peace. That was the year 563 BC, the same journey Reverend Kassapa believes many Americans are eager to embrace today.
You're young, and you have a chance to do a lot more than I ever had.
Now the student has turned teacher.
What is the biggest challenge?
Okay, good. All right, so
He's not important.
okay, so see you next week, right? So your weekend, and please make up your paper if you miss them, okay? Sally?
How do you feel about Oshi outline do?
Ocean?
Yeah, do you know some?
Yes, sir.
Is he a lama or is he just?
It's not Buddhist.
Yeah.